Hello, audience. Seeing as I don't have any more MLP to react to for the moment, any new MLP anyway, I'm going to react to something else. Now, this is something I've been considering doing for a while, and I've wanted to do reactions to these videos for a while anyway. I'm about to do a reaction to the series CinemaWins, or the channel CinemaWins, which is basically like, it's almost the complete opposite of CinemaSins. And keep in mind, please, I used to be a big fan of CinemaSins. I watched their videos pretty regularly. I was subscribed. But then, as they started to become, it was clear how negative they were towards movies, especially movies I happen to like. I couldn't take them seriously, and I couldn't watch the videos without getting really annoyed at the way they made their videos. So yeah, I decided to not do that anymore, not watch their videos. But then I accidentally came across CinemaWins one day, I don't remember the exact details, my memory's never been the best. But I found this one day, a video, Everything Great About Pan, which was that Peter Pan prequel that Warner Brothers put out a couple of years ago. And yeah, it wasn't the greatest movie, but I happen to actually like it, and the person in question made a video that pointed out everything good about the movie. It's the CinemaSins format, but with a positive outlook. Not only that, but unlike CinemaSins, who don't bother to explain why they feel the movie is actually bad instead of just making really bad jokes, this person goes to the trouble of explaining why they feel this movie is good in any capacity and why they would bother, what they feel the movie had going for it. And they give essentially an actual critique of why the movie was good or watchable or at least entertaining in some way. And that's why I want to do this. Now, the video I'm about to watch is Everything Great About The Incredibles. Now, of course, because obviously this video of course came out earlier this week, and I'm going to try and make the reactions to these particular videos come out earlier, with the next one, but in this case I decided to wait until now just to keep with my normal format of doing videos to Friday or Saturday, usually Saturday. And so yeah, Everything Great About The Incredibles. And this should be fun. Obviously, this was made in response to the fact that The Incredibles 2 came out. I don't think he saw The Incredibles 2, and, there will be no spoilers, I guarantee you, to the sequel. I haven't seen it myself yet, and, speaking of which, please don't put any spoilers in the comments, because I do read all of your comments, even if I don't always respond to them. So, yeah. Anyway, let's react and watch this together for the first time, because I haven't watched it yet. Everything Great About The Incredibles from the YouTube channel CinemaWins. And play. I will say...
There are a ton of reasons this movie works and is amazing, but this background track setting up the film with the first thing you hear is a big one. Instead of going with a strictly animated superhero tone, the movie is a new mix of superheroes and 60s Bond and is in fact set in 1963. Also, it's
I agree.
From the usual
also,
Pixar
it sounds very noir to me, so I like it.
To stay saved,
Interesting behind-the-scenes look at superheroing. Also, just in general, this universe where superheroes are like plumbers, another necessary if not glamorous cog in our society. No offense to plumbers, you guys are the real heroes. But rather than a big setup how awesome they are action montage or cold open battle, it's just real people being interviewed.
I just cleaned up this mess. Can we keep it clean for 10 minutes?
You get to that point. Wait,
Please?
don't get up there. Not finished.
Trying to leave on a high note, a la George Costanza. That's just a really good logo. Got the E and the G mixed together in there. Yeah, some good branding.
Yeah, see, he's just commenting on things he likes in the movie,
And then
which
a
is
blending of
good.
cliche superhero theme overpowered by Giacchino's Bond-style theme. Brad Bird.
It really is very Bond-esque. I never noticed that before, but it's been a while since I've seen this movie. I'm not really the biggest Pixar fan. I do like Pixar movies, but I've never really gotten into them. Not like classic Disney or anything. It's just not for me. But there are a few that I watched from my childhood that I did love.
Time of day continuity with the sun shining in and creating stark shadow contrast to the insanely rich sunset giving Wakanda a run for its money. I mean, look at those colors.
Are you doing anything later?
I have a previous engagement.
Ha, a literal one. You know, because they're engaged to be married.
I'm your number one fan!
Sensitivity.
Yeah.
Wow, so that's an interesting quandary that they just sort of glaze over.
In a way, yeah. I mean, is it, you know, is it the right of the person with the power to stop somebody from ending their own life if they so choose? Also, I like that the bomber, the mime bomber, also speaks, you know, like in actual French.
Just because he can stop it doesn't mean it won't hurt.
Yes, it
Actually
is.
said it was something he planned on putting in right from the beginning as a way to humanize the heroes.
I mean, it's not like heroes don't feel pain. I mean, as pointed out in Spider-Man 2, he's lifting a wall to stop it from crushing Mary Jane in the, like, warehouse at the docks that is Doc Ock's hideout, and he says this is really heavy because, yeah, he has limits. You can only lift so much, although Mr. Incredible's limit seems to be pretty high considering, you know, how strong he is. Also, yes, that tiny, tiny cubicle. Like, seriously, a nice touch. I never noticed it before.
And Dash's gig is up. Jack's facing forward. So realistic period detail, but man, the 60s were a terrible.
You know, I'm not entirely sure what he's referring to. Why is it terrifying that Jack is facing forward?
More quality visual storytelling.
Like, is it just me? I don't get it.
But she had never seen this movie until now, and she immediately knew what Violet's power would be. That's because Brad Bird makes it clear with Violet's hunched posture and the hair in front of her face that she enjoys being hidden. Let's talk about Brad Bird's usage of depth of field in a movie where you can have everything in focus if you want at any and all times.
I agree.
Having certain things out of focus helps pull your attention to different subjects on screen the way you would in a live-action film.
I also agree with that.
Weird faces again.
Realism.
Put you on tape and you still got away with it? Whoa! You must have been booking. How fast do you think you were going?
I mean, really fast is the best way I can put it. Like, I mean, the kid, I think, like, you know what, go to Comic Books versus the World is another channel recommendation for you. He did a video on just how fast Dash was going in that actual scene. Go watch it. It's good.
I mean, a guy has me on a platter and he won't shut up.
Superhero movie making fun of a supervillain.
True, but as pointed by another channel I happen to like, Nerdsick made a video about why monologuing isn't a bad idea narrative-wise, and I actually think they're pretty fun and entertaining. Not necessarily smart, but definitely fun and entertaining.
It just transports you back to Lazenby and Connery Bond.
To be fair, I've only seen like 2 James Bond movies. I know, I feel bad, but come on, there are so many, and I only have so much time.
Just in case you thought these heroes murdered police officers, his eyes are moving, he'll be fine. Probably. Mr. Incredible is humming his own.
Is it cake or meatloaf? I've actually always wondered that. It looked like cake to me as a kid, but I think it was meant to be meatloaf. Like, am I the only one who sees this? Like, what is it that he's, like, sneaking the leftovers in that scene?
Or maybe he's just obsessed with that whole clock metaphor of his. So this is a memo telling InsureCare employees that phone calls, electricity consumption, and even pencils...
This is why I like this guy. He goes about reading this freaking letter. I mean, come on. That's really impressive. That's a lot of work to put in for this one, like, 20-minute video. Also...
There are some fun details.
Leopard print pants. That's a nice touch. Also,
bullets that bounced off his chest and just a
really? Okay, so he is invulnerable to bullets. All right. I guess that makes some sense. I mean, if you're tough enough to be like do what you do and lift what he lifts, then I guess you would have to be bulletproof. But still.
So I think JJ ripped this scene off almost entirely for Mission.
Alright, so I guess they do have more than one power. I always assumed it was just the one power, but I guess when you get down to it, you really do have to have multiple powers to support the other powers. Like, if Dash didn't have, like, I don't know, invulnerability, he would burst into flames from his super speed from the friction.
Not the first time Bob's dealt with a self-aware human murderer.
Also, yes, I love when a character becomes aware of something from past experience, like something, they're so used to something happening that they know exactly what it is.
Wouldn't be a 60s throwback movie with a little lava inside a volcano. Chiropractic generosity. That's actually really brutal when you realize he just tricked it into pulling its own brains out. I hope our future AI overlords will know that scenes like this were all in good fun. Scratch that. Now it's a 60s throwback movie. Formal dining room next to a retractable lava waterfall wall.
He's attracted to power.
I'll give that to Syndrome. He does have very good taste in women and locations.
Moving up in the world, spending more quality time with your family, getting in shape in some more visually stunning locations.
Also, seriously.
And a PG rekindling the spark with your wife montage is the fastest way to, well, rekindle that spark with your wife.
I used to design for gods.
Making her wall carvings all the more relevant.
Push too hard, darling, but I accept.
You know, I was going to say something about how funny Edna is with her slightly Asian, slightly German accent and praise the excellent voice work by her voice actor, and lo and behold, she's voiced by Brad Bird. Probably common knowledge, but it blew my mind.
April 23rd, 57.
You know, logically speaking, capes really are impractical, and I don't like that, because capes look cool.
You know what they say?
You know, but frankly, Superman is too powerful to be caught in a cape turbine, and like Batman can't fly, so
How can you possibly remember such an uniconic number? Ugh, look at the shadows of the leaves.
Never thought I'd use... Actually, I never thought I'd use Batman can't fly as to win an argument. I mean, I'm not arguing with anybody, but I feel like I'm going to start one whenever I make a video, you know, like, somebody is going to see something they don't like what I say, and they're going to react bad. Maybe I've just become biased against the internet because of all of the stuff I've heard. I don't know.
Dog, you got me
Yes.
monologuing.
Not only recognizing the trope this time, but also defeating it.
Edna mode. And guess.
That's actually a brilliant security system. Someone could force you to enter your passwords, but still end up dead if you want them to.
That's a good point. That's a real... I would, note to self, if I ever get the money, build that exact security system. I think I could do it.
Syndrome sees himself as the father of all Greek gods? Yeah, that checks out. I like to think Psychwave would have done a little better. A 1.6? It's kind of interesting, though. It looks like he started with the telekinesis supers first. Not even Harley Quinn destroyed one droid?
She kind of looks like Harley, but not that much.
Pretty dark to have all these supers dead. Is that a dolly zoom in an animated film I see?
Also, tracking devices in the suits. Nice touch, Edna. Seriously, that is a really good touch.
At the same time. Yeah.
Optimism with a touch of realism.
So you do know these people?
Yeah, if your wife was Holly Hunter, literally the most recognizable voice in all of Hollywood after, like, Morgan Freeman, Sam Elliott, or James Earl Jones, she'd just have to sigh or cough and you'd know it was her.
You don't have to worry about one single thing, Mrs. Farr. I've got this babysitting thing wired.
Just like my teeth.
Okay, I don't know his name, but really, man, making fun of a girl's braces is really, that's not nice. That's not nice. I mean, I personally never had braces, but still, you know, I knew people who did. I think my sister had braces. I know, my memory's so bad, I can't ever remember if my own sister had braces, but my memory is really bad. It's genetic. I'm 3 generations of men on my father's side who can't remember things clearly. Like, really.
And it's a genuinely terrifying scene. Not because you think 3 of the 5 mains might die, but because Elastigirl turning on business mode and speaking pilotese in a way most of us don't understand but recognize as such means that for a split second she has to choose trying to save their lives over protecting her daughter's psyche and feelings. In a weird way, Helen's total control of the situation rather than emotional outburst adds to the terror and grounds the scene. Her command of the situation just gets to me.
Abort! Abort! Abort!
You know, I don't think there's a way to call off the missiles at this point anyway, so yeah.
Voice is palpable. Also a bit of an expectation
I mean,
subversion. You probably expected Violet.
I'm not an expert on missiles, though. Still.
Not this time. Also, if you're questioning how she was able to protect them, remember this?
Virtually indestructible.
Yeah, but here's the thing. Is the suit so indestructible that you're going to be unaffected by the missiles? I mean, I guess that's implied, but still.
Exercise restraint because your children, they will.
That's a good point. Like, not a lot of people would point that out, but yeah.
Obviously necessary message for the kids. Something no parent would ever want to tell them. The instinct would be to protect them from reality, but she knows she has to actually protect them from death by preparing them.
Yeah.
Man, the sound design and composition of this film continues to impress me. Everything is so precise as she's sneaking into the hideout. Just in general, I love the skulking around with Elastigirl. She gets to show off her moves and use her unique abilities in inventive ways. Huh, you would need a lot of power to restrain old Bobby Boy.
Why are you here? How can you possibly bring
He's this close to breaking her skull because he thinks his family's dead.
Right to be
This
suspicious, since
close.
Their whole premise was their
And
deception
you could almost
something out of their
feel
control.
it. the
hugging,
pressure
also
of
like
it.
that while the
I have a
Bob
very
was
dark
having
sense of
all
humor.
cliches thrown in
No,
there.
really, it's not funny at all.
Confused
Also,
about what Bob wanted or whether he'd actually have an affair. He's only hugging her because his wife and kids are alive.
true.
So
Very
it's
true.
the chase through the forest on Endor with those blade drone things from Wild Wild West enlarged to fit a human. I'm just kidding. Getting to see Dash finally
I like that
stretch his
comparison.
legs as it were.
I know that a lot of
Chased
people
by a
didn't like,
terrorist guy
Wild Wild West. It's not a good movie, but I really, really do find it enjoyable, in that way. I mean, for me, it's like, it's a so bad it's good movie. It's one of my guilty pleasures.
Yes, that's exactly how a kid would react to learning he could run on water.
I agree.
That giggle
I would have
alone's
loved to
worth a couple
run it. If I could run in water, I so would be laughing that way.
Again, feel like a broken record, but the score, the way this sequence is shot, it's all so impressive and entertaining. We always get a strong feeling about how fast everything is moving. Yep,
You keep trying to pick a fight, but I'm still just happy you're alive.
perspective.
There you are.
Saving your sister. Saving your brother. Also, yep.
I love you.
We've all experienced that moment when you realize as a kid that your parents are more than just your parents when you get to see them do things from their previous life. I mean, for me, it was finding out that they liked music I discovered in middle school. Their parents are badass superheroes. Teamwork. Also a bunch of yups.
My fault. I've been a lousy father. Blind. Do what I have.
Apology win with Bob relating his character arc about as sincerely as anyone
Yeah.
could. You know what they say, if the RV's a knockin', don't expect Mr. Incredible to have left anyone.
You tried. Also, a lot of people make jokes about this scene, and I honestly can't say why.
Cool-headedness.
We are talking about the greater good.
Greater good? I am your wife. I'm the greatest good you are ever gonna get.
Honesty.
Is that Byronic?
Ironic.
No, Byronic has a different outfit.
Debating which hero it is, just like, did this movie predict the MCU?
Again,
Syndrome
I don't
wasn't
get the
pretty
logic.
cool.
What's the
He's
connection
kinda
there?
Using it. He's constantly doing dumb things, making mistakes, and putting people in danger. I mean, he created a learning robot and didn't have a contingency for losing his wristband controller. Although I guess it's not like Mr. Incredible is super careful with innocent life.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, yeah,
Ingenuity?
considering...
you doing, honey?
Do I have the answer?
And another human moment for a hero. Of course she can do it, doesn't mean it's not super painful.
No!
That's what this is? Some sort of workout?
I can't lose you again!
Sincerity. Like, real sincerity. That's not undercut with a joke, it's some weighty stuff. Saving your little bro again. Quality time with your son callback.
And I like how that was foreshadowed.
Resourcefulness.
That's old school.
Yeah? No school like the old school.
Frank Thomas and Ollie Johnston, two famous Disney animators. Man, one more quick, beautiful sunset.
Oh man, I forgot about this, but yeah, Jack is way OP. Like, I can't be the this. You know what this reminds me of? Actually, the finale of season 2 of MLP, where Shining Armor had to throw Cadence to save Spike and the Crystal Heart. I can't be the only one who's seen that. Is wife throwing just a thing now?
And even the something amazing, I guess, kid got.
Or just wife throwing to save the day? Also, but going back to Jack is way OP. Like, especially for a baby? I mean, come on. He has to be the most OP baby in the history of, like, ever. He has, like, a million different powers. Although, then again, his powers seem to be based around shape-shifting, so I guess it's not so much he's overpowered as that he can turn into anything, which includes flames, steel, and a freaky gremlin monster, which is probably the scariest part. Oh, no wait, he can also phase through walls. I forgot about that. Dude, his powers are ridiculous.
That guy's face.
I mean, to be fair, I would be that guy. I hate to admit it, but I would kind of be that guy. Also, rats, that was funny. I like the Ratzenberger joke. I really do. Behold, the Ratzenberger. I can't do it like him. He did it better than me. Also, I'm pretty sure that, I'm speculating here. I think that Incredibles 2 is going to open on the end where this one ended, you know?
One of my favorite things about The Incredibles is that it's a special type of origin story. We're introduced to the world not through a typical this is how they get their powers cliche, but through events in the story unfolding. They already have their powers, but they're not superheroes yet, or anymore. That's the real origin story in this film, the family superhero team, which is new compared to the Fantastic Four all you want. The Incredibles are an actual family which presents lots of interesting dynamics. But really, the most unique part of this film is the first thing you notice when the film starts. The blend of spies and heroes, supervillains and their layers. There's action, but also sneaky espionage stuff.
You know what?
But the best thing this film has going
I'll
for it
get
is
to
something
that at
Brad
the end,
Bird calls
actually.
the mundane and the fantastic. Everyone is superpowered, but they still have arguments at the dinner table. They just look a little different. You can be sent a self-destructing message because you're a super secret sneaker, but that doesn't mean you're not going to have to dry everything off with your pink hair dryer after the sprinklers go off. The big ending battle is epic and tense, but it actually comes down to who has the remote. And it's something that makes not totally original superheroes.
a good point,
I mean, each
actually.
has their official version, but the characterizations and the struggles these real people go through are what make it work. I made a statement in last week's Black Panther video about being able to relate to Iron Man or Thor or Black Panther. And while my point was that skin color, status, or even species shouldn't matter when relating to characters, that's something that The Incredibles nails. They're just a regular family. The parents have these past lives that they've had to keep hidden in order to protect their children. That's relatable. And the kids are growing into who they're supposed to be and learning new things about themselves. Even when they're trying to save the world or escape the villain's evil clutches, we're still connecting to the family struggle between a brother and sister, or a mother's concern with her appearance after having 3 kids, or how difficult marriage can be when you're unhappy with your job. A large part of this movie is Bob's arc to let go of the past and focus on the now with his family. Although, if Elastigirl is concerned with her butt being too big, can't she just redistribute some of that? It doesn't matter. She's the more mature adult and the one that understands the value and importance of her family right from the beginning. But a midlife crisis is also relatable. The biggest complaint anyone could lob at this film is that you need to be born with abilities rather than develop or invent them. And yes, that's total crap, obviously. Batman and Iron Man exist. Or, well, you know what I mean. But that's not what separates Syndrome from The Incredibles. He wants to be a hero, not do hero work.
Just like a movie! And just when all hope is lost, Syndrome will save the day!
Mr. Incredible and Elastigirl joke about who gets the credit for the collar in the beginning, but their drive is not notoriety. It's helping people. At the very worst, Bob wants to relive his glory days, but it's never to serve his ego. Syndrome literally puts people in danger so that he can look like the hero. Edna is the perfect example of someone who perfected a talent and worked hard rather than just being born with a gift. The message of be who you were meant to be is more my takeaway. Mr. Incredible failed at being an insurance claims adjuster. He was meant to be a hero. I brought it up a few times, but Michael Giacchino deserves a bunch of credit for his score in this film. He never disappoints, but he made something special in this film. As you know, I tend to hum the theme from whatever movie I'm working on all week while I'm making these videos, and just yesterday I noticed that Julia was humming the James Bond theme, which means either I switched over, which is possible, or it's so similar in tone that that's what got stuck in her head. So, good on you, Giacchino. This movie is filled with so many beautiful shots and fun ways of framing scenes. This scene, for instance. Traveling with Mr. Incredible, hearing the silence cut by the wind whipping. So much character in simple shots like these. Plenty of Easter eggs and references to other movies like the Luxo Deli and Mr. Incredible Pez dispenser, 2 A113s, a car from Cars. I mean, the whole thing is a love letter to first the golden age of comics and then the silver age, and then obviously retro spy flicks. The detail is off the charts again in this film. To the point where when Bob is walking through the jungle, you just think, yeah, Bob's just walking through the jungle. And then you realize every leaf was deliberately built and placed, every dead stump, reaching branch, it was all created. For 2004, the hair and fabric movements are insanely impressive. The waterfalls and lava, everything in this film is gorgeous. And even beyond that, some of the animated locations are just the most beautiful places ever shown in a movie. This entire sequence from the plane going underwater, then transitioning to the tunnel. It's all amazing, and I can't believe we finally got a sequel. I'm excited for that, and here's to 10 more. And if you're in the mood for more Incredibles, which obviously you are, you should go check out my buddy's, actually possibly the first film ever requested. A movie from this series was almost my first video ever, but back then I was only planning on doing the worst of the franchises, not expecting you guys to like videos for good movies too. So, until next week, stay incredible.
Now
Do I have a catch?
Now I'm really curious. That frame is meant to be the next movie he does a video on. Now I'm really curious. I have no idea what it is.
That was the best vacation ever! We're too excited.
Man, now if only he would do one for Kong Skull Island. That's the one video I really want him to do that I keep like recommending. I clearly have got to increase my recommendations. I'm gonna leave a comment right now. Alright, well that was my first reaction to a video from the YouTube channel CinemaWins. I personally really enjoy it. I love these videos. I watch them whenever they come out, or at least I used to. Now I had to wait some time to make this video, but I'll try to make them, you know, a little bit more timely from now on, you know, try to put them out right after the actual video. And yeah, I'm doing this primarily because I love these videos, and I would really like it if more people watch them, because I really do like this channel and I don't think it gets nearly enough attention, certainly not compared to the bane that is CinemaSins. Yeah, I just really, I don't like CinemaSins anymore. I can't help it. But yeah, this channel for me is just really kind of a balm to the wounds that has been inflicted upon me when it comes to movies I personally like, or at least feel didn't like, got way more criticism than they ever deserved. So yeah, watch the videos, like, check out the channel. I'll leave a link to the video and the channel itself in the descriptions. I hope you all enjoyed. This is Mike, Ringmaster of the Imagination Circus, and yeah, please come back for more, and see you next time.